PCA. Here's the link to it if you don't have it. I'm sure you do. Everybody does, but if you don't, here's the link for it. The below information is provided by Brett Payne, who is duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer with the County of Latah, State of Idaho. Brett Payne is employed by Moscow Police Department in the official capacity or position of corporal and has been a trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. Corporal Payne is being assisted by members of the Idaho State Police and agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. On November 13th at approximately 4 p.m.
Told you.
Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter the King Road residence, quote, to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 unalivings. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. MPD Officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he would walk me through the scene. So Smith and I entered the King Road residence because Smith's going to take him around and let him see.
He's going to do the tour.
Floor. Yeah, through the bottom floor on the north side of the building. Smith and I walked upstairs to the second floor. Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Zana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Zana Kernodle, hereafter Kernodle room. Just before this room was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor. Kernodle was unalived with wounds which appeared to be caused by an edged weapon.
This is so big. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, as I approached the room, I could see a body. Okay, so as he's approaching the room, he sees the body.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the other part.
Yeah, so basically they're coming in from the bottom floor. They walk in, they go up the stairs. As he's coming up into the living room of the second floor, he's looking up. He can see the Good Vibe light sign. To the right is, because he's coming up from them stairs, right? So straight ahead, as he turns around from the stairs, straight ahead is the Good Vibe light sign. The hallway / whatever you want to call it, to DM's room, and the stairs upstairs to the right is where Zana's room is. Right before you get to Zana's room, there's a bathroom door on the left side of that hallway going to Zana's room. So what he's saying is as he's coming up the stairs, going down the hallway, he's in the living room. As he's approaching the room, he can see Zana laying on the floor.
In the room, okay.
Mm-hmm. On the floor. Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan Chapin. Hereafter, Chapin was also unalived with wounds later determined, quote, autopsy report provided by Spokane County Medical Examiner, blank, dated December 15th, 2022, to be caused by sharp force injuries. Let's see here. I'm gonna get to some comments real quick.
Yeah, they don't. They don't give you the name of the medical examiner who did it.
Redacted. I don't know. Why would it be? Why would the medical examiner be redacted?
Well, that's what I'm questioning. Is who was it?
I don't know. Why would it need to be redacted? Right?
I don't know. That's the weird part. Is why would it need to be redacted? Is it because there's a gag order? But there wasn't a gag order when the
probable cause affidavit. Why would there be a? I mean, there's a gag order, but why would the medical examiner's name not
Oh, maybe the ME. Somebody is saying that the medical examiner is named in the Pennsylvania version.
Pennsylvania version? Okay,
Yeah,
why not in this one?
I don't know.
Why not in this one? I then followed OFC Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Goncalves, hereafter Goncalves' room. I later learned from review of Nunez's body camera there was a dog in the room when MPD initially responded. The dog belonged to Goncalves'
He
and
later
Max
learned. Okay,
Watson.
so he later learned from a review of Officer Nunez's body camera. So there's
Mm-hmm.
body camera. There's body camera. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I found out from my interview with Blank on November 13th, 2022, that he and Goncalves shared the dog. Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. As I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in the single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were unalived with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door.
He said, I also later noticed. I don't know what that
Mm-hmm.
means. He also later noticed when.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, why later? Why not just
Why
say,
doesn't he
I
say, I
also
noticed?
noticed? Yeah, I also
Yeah.
noticed. Wordplay. The sheath was later processed. Noticed it laying on the bed next to, not under, not under,
Next to Mogan's right side.
next to. Right. The sheath was later processed and had K-Bar USMC and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA suspect profile left on the bottom snap of the knife sheath. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. 2 of the interviews included BF and DM. Both BF and DM were inside the King Road residence at the time of the unalivings and were roommates to the victims. BF's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence.
So those are not BF and
Mostly.
DM's words. He's just saying, he's stating it as a fact that 2 of the interviews included BF and DM. Both of them were in the, he's basically saying they were in the house, but.
That's a good point, HS. Toxicology, like she said, I don't think it's going to matter. Like what they're saying, toxicology tests could determine the time of D digestion. 100%. You're exactly right. But it doesn't matter, right? It's not going to make a difference. Not
Because,
according to her.
yeah.
Yeah, cryptic words, Kelly Miller. Exactly. Just like Howard Bloom using supercalifragilisticexpialidocious when all you had to do was say excited, Like, what are you doing? Come on. All right. Based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the
The following.
following. On the evening of November 12th, 2022, Chapin and Kernodle are seen by BF at the Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive, approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. BF also estimated that approximately 1:45 a.m. Chapin and Kernodle returned to the King Road residence. BF also stated that Chapin did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kernodle. What's up, Casey? How you doing tonight? Oh, of course, Luthen. I mean, she had to represent the defendant of a case that she did frickin' autopsy for. Of course. Of course. Of course. Goncalves and Mogan were at a local bar, the Corner Club, at 202 North Main Street in Moscow. Goncalves and Mogan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Goncalves and Mogan can be seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. What's up, Jessica? The Grub Truck live streams video from their food truck on the streaming platform Twitch, which is also available for public viewing on their website.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
public viewing.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, the group. They public view that shit too.
That's dangerous. What?
And yeah. Yeah. It's like a lotto. You go up there, you say you're broke, you might get your dinner paid for you from them creep ass motherfuckers on the Twitch. The video was captured by law enforcement. A private party blanked out reported that he provided a ride to Goncalves and Mogan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kernoodle, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. DoorDash. DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Kernoodle's phone showed this could also have been Kernoodle, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awakened using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12. Likely. It says likely.
Yep. How likely?
It's likely.
How likely?
You know, well, it's likely that I can win this Powerball. That's $1.5 billion. It's likely.
How
Put that
likely?
in a PCA. I don't know. Hopefully, very likely, because it'd be nice. Just to be honest.
This Mr. Payne is going to get cross-examined.
Buy me a Dodge Viper. Yeah. DM stated that she looked out of her bedroom window but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernoodle's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located on 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. So they're claiming that the audio is true. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernoodle's bedroom.
But they also say it's a distorted audio of what sounded like.
Of what sounded like. Right. And there was that distorted audio that was going around, but that nobody wanted to say was real. Maybe it.
We don't know.
I mean, it's just like any audio. If you're looking for it, you can hear it. I mean, we went through that shit with the Linda Lane shit, you know? That's the,
oh, God.
The two things that can be the easiestly doctored is a timestamp, because you can crop a fucking video and put another timestamp on there. It's quick as shit. And the audio. And especially with video and audio. If you're looking for something like when we did a couple nights ago about the dude throwing the food container in the garbage,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
frickin' know. But when we're looking for the food container to be gone from his hand when he's walking away, holy shit, it doesn't look like he threw it away. But then as I'm watching it today, I'm looking at it again, and I almost can see the white container in the front of his hand a couple steps after the garbage can. So I
Right.
could see that too today when I'm
Yeah.
watching it in the background doing prep and shit. I'm like, huh, okay, maybe not. I'm not going to talk about it tonight then. Fuck it. There's too much that you know to try and it'd be a
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let me see. DM stated that she opened the door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black. Because we watched Game of Thrones right before this. Clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Not very
Not,
muscular, but athletically
but
built.
athletically built. That's some say tomato, some say tomato. Built with bushy eyebrows, the male walked.
Built, athletically built with bushy eyebrows. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was looking at built with bushy eyebrows.
Oh, built. Yeah. Well, I
There should
mean,
be a
yeah.
comma there. It says, it's
The
a
bushy,
male. Yeah,
the bushy
male, not
eyebrows is
very
what's gonna.
muscular,
That,
but
they're gonna be able to ask people on the witness stand. Do you see the bushy eyebrows that you saw that night? And they're gonna go, eyes. That's the bushy. Who is the guy in the blue tie? I mean, that's what they're gonna do.
This is silly.
Yeah, that was my British voice. I'm in a good fucking mood tonight. I can't help it. I'm doing all sorts of shit with the voice tonight. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. Oh, I'm
Wait,
sorry. The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase.
and he put that in quotes.
Right.
So Dylan said, "Frozen shock phase."
That's what took 8 hours. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state that she recognized the male. Of course not. This leads investigators to believe that the unaliver left the scene. I would say so because they weren't there when you got there, so I'm
This
sure they
leads
left
to the
the fucking
investigators.
scene. No, that's the truest shit ever written on this PCA right here, is that the murderer left the scene. Son bitch. Homework done. Homework is done.
Oh God, this is so poorly written.
It is. The combination
I mean, I
of
think it is.
it is. It's when I got done reading this the first day it came out, I was like, there's so many holes in this. There's so many holes in this. There's so many room for opinions and room for, well, it could be this, it could be this.
Well,
it
what
could be
I
this.
meant
It was meant.
was that there's a lot of room for what I meant was this, not that.
Yeah, so then if your story changes over time, you could apply it to, you could still apply it. It all makes sense. It's the choose your own fucking story destiny, but it's all in one fucking report. It really should say, if you believe this, then go to paragraph this on page this, right?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. The combination of DM statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phone, and video of a suspect video as described below.
Video of a suspect video. A video of a suspect video. So are they saying they have a video of a suspect video?
Yeah. Yeah, because he took a short video of himself before, and they had that really cool Samsung link share shit. So he must have like left that open after he took a short video. And because they had Samsungs, they were able to link up real quick, so they were able to get the video of the
Of
video, right?
a video of
Because
a
no,
suspect video.
yeah,
It's not even.
yeah, oh, but check this out. One of them must have got the video from the Samsung link, and then that person showed the other one the video, and the one that was shown the video from the other one was actually taking the video of it, and that's how they got the video of the suspect video. Holy shit. I
But
just figured it out.
But the video that they got was suspect.
Oh, bitch. I just figured it out. I can't believe it. Case closed. Done. Case closed. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print that was located. Oh, man, I'm kind of being loud. That was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP.
The second
Forensic-
processing of the crime scene by the Idaho State Police. So there was a first processing?
Yeah. Yeah, but they
By who?
located it during the second one. Yeah. Because see, the first time they processed the scene, Yolie, they weren't using the presumptive red stuff test and then the amino black. They weren't using that. They were looking. They were looking, and they didn't see it. It's not until they used that funky black light until they were able to, actually see the latent footprint, right? Yeah. Wow. The footprint is just as strong as the button snap. It's faded. You know what? It's faded. Why is it faded? Why is that footprint barely even there? If you did that to 4 people and you just heard the coroner a little bit ago, the coroner said, "Oh yeah, yeah."
And they say
there's a lot.
Similar to the pattern of a Vans type shoe sole. Okay, was it a Vans type shoe sole or was it not? They say similar. They don't say it was a Vans type shoe sole. If they did have the print, they could definitely look up the sole.
We're not talking about Air Jordans where there's fucking a gazillion different models. We're talking about Vans. There's not. Come on.
Diamond shaped pattern similar
there's
to the pattern.
Yeah. Hell, it could have been a knockoff. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a knockoff from Walmart. It could have been like Winner's Choice or some shit that had triangles that looked like a fucking Vans shoe. It leaves it open for any kind of interpretation.
Yeah.
Like I said, choose your own destiny. PCA. That's what I'm going to be calling it. The Choose Your Own Destiny PCA.
Yeah, they don't even say the size of the latent shoe print.
During the processing of the crime scene, they found the shoe print later located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team by first using presumptive blood tests and then amino black, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to the pattern of a Vans-type shoe sole just outside the door of DM's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with DM's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. No.
That footprint could have been there before the crime ever happened.
If you're going off the footprint, they were walking into the fucking wall, okay? If you're going off the footprint, they're walking into the fucking wall. They're not going to the damn kitchen and they're not going upstairs. They're walking to the fucking wall. As part of the investigation, an extensive search commonly referred to in law enforcement as video canvass was conducted in the area of the King Road residence. This video canvass was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13, 2022 in the area of the King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspects or suspect vehicles. Why plural?
Yeah, so they're basically saying that there could be other suspects. Yeah, they're saying that there could be other suspects or other suspect vehicles. So
they still have the tip line open.
Yeah.
Of course. But why is it so focused on one person? Yeah, and it was that messy, and they found one that they didn't even notice until they used the funky black light. For real? That should be the darkest frickin' footprint of the house, no?
Yeah.
I'm just
If
listen,
there's shedding blood.
I didn't go to college for this. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. The video canvas resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and businesses addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have had conversations with the other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing footage that was obtained.
So he
Clad
had he's had conversations with other MPD officers. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't know why. What does the conversations reveal? I mean, why does he put that in there?
What the conversations reveal are what they got to put in the PCA. All right, guys, this is what's going to make it stick. This covers everything. That way, if one thing fails, we still have 5 other things to go to. And you know what? It's so wide open, we could just apply it to it. Mad Libs. Mad Libs. I love that game too.
I
It
love
was
that
fun.
game.
I know. I think that's what made me so creative when I was a kid because I'd have to, I'd really be thinking about some crazy.
Adjectives and
Yeah.
pronouns.
Yeah. I'd always have to come up with words and shit. A review, shout out teachers. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, not 0, not -0,
Not
1.
the suspect's vehicle.
Well, suspect vehicle 1 is Mr. Kohberger's, according to this document. There was 2 other vehicles they were looking for. So we did have a -1 and a 0, which is the first time. Call Guinness. First time ever in a PCA, you got a -1 and a 0 before you get to the 1, when usually it's the 1 and then the 2 and then the 3. I don't know how that kind of shit works, but hey, like I said, I didn't go to school for this. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. and westbound on Steiner Avenue on Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appears suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate.
Okay, so at 3:28, he's going west.
Mm-hmm.
Is that away from the Moscow home?
On Steiner, if you're going west, it depends. Let me see. King Road, then a few initial passes. Whoops. I think it was going by the A&W. A review of footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road showed multiple sightings of the vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. These sightings show suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leave via Walenta Drive. Based off my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit this
Bullshit.
area during the time frame. Why don't you go after the videos of when the dude was all chaotically driving downtown Pullman in Moscow for no fucking reason before and after the crime? Because those are the most well-lit streets in the frickin' cities, both of them, and they have the best kind of camera footage, you know?
This is a college town. This is not just a quiet residential area with a very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area. It's a college town. You got people coming to parties. I mean, I don't understand that.
They got cameras everywhere. That's why I want to go into this body cam stuff. I need to get into that body cam deep dive. There's just been other shit.
Oh, you know, that's true. There was an accident. But Tracy Dane is saying that he had to detour. Yeah.
Yeah, there was an accident. There's a hit and run. Or no, they hit a fire hydrant. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area of fourth time approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road number 52, and then driving back westbound. Okay. Yeah. Stopping and turning around at 500 Queen Road, which is the apartment building, like I was saying yesterday. And then the 3-point turn, intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing it. Then driving eastbound again down Queen Road. Unsuccessfully parks. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of King Road residence at approximately 4:20 a.m. At a high rate of speed. Suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walenta Drive. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in the neighborhood that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during that time frame, I believe that suspect vehicle 1 likely exited the
Likely.
neighborhood.
How
Yeah.
likely?
Likely $1.5 billion lotto ticket. So I hope I win. 'Cause that'd be sweet. All that shit's got to be blurry. Come on now. All that shit's got to be blurry. Not the cameras that are on well-lit streets all up and down both fucking towns. Those got to be clear as shit. I mean, come on. If the cameras can take a picture of your damn license plate going 75 miles an hour to send you a toll ticket, I think they can take it going 35 down a freaking residential city street.
This is just
Pretty
dumb.
damn clear. Pretty damn clear.
Does suspect vehicle 1 have a license plate?
Not on the front.
Did it have a license plate on the back? They don't answer that.
They don't
Because they don't
answer
have a
them.
license plate number.
No. And, you know, if somebody's driving their car to go commit a crime, they might take their plates off before they go do it, you know? I mean, fuck, there's people that don't drive with plates that ain't going to commit a quadruple homicide.
Yeah, and you know, I always think to myself that maybe somebody could snap and be irrational and just go drive over there in their car and do all these unalivings. But how likely is that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So it says it's leaving Palouse River Drive on Conestoga Drive. Palouse River Drive is at the southern edge of Moscow and proceeds into Whitman County, Washington, which it kind of goes south and around. Eventually, the road leads to Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington, it's like a 50-some minute drive. Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilize surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense.
Okay, that's there's so many assumptions there.
That's all it is. That's why there's nothing but holes in it. I don't know. I don't understand how they were able to do what they did off this document, honestly. A Christmas stocking full of, you know. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, you know, because that's what they used, right? Unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual clues of vehicles across states to identify difference between vehicles. Really? Where? But you gave us a stock photo. You know, you get not us. You gave the community a stock photo. The people that you needed to help keep safe. You gave them a stock photo. But you have digital evidence where you have somebody that's specifically trained to identify that so he could help use that to identify differences between vehicles across state lines, even. You know?
That's so stupid.
Whoa!
How,
That's heavy
the car
shit.
doesn't change across state lines.
It is. It does if you drive a DeLorean, Yoli. That shit changes when you cross frickin' time gaps. You get, you got that frost on there. It steams a little bit. It does change. And when it crosses state lines, it might have some kind of effect. It's that Kohberger DeLorean. It might have that effect. It might.
Uses a database that gives visual clues of vehicles across states.
What's up, Jen Jen? If you have it, send it to me at one of the links down there at the bottom of the screen. We might have watched it before, but my Idaho4 video folder is so full of like 2,000 videos. So trying to dig through that. If you have it, just send it to me. Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington
Oh wait,
State
you skipped the other one.
What?
Did you skip the above paragraph?
Oh, the Elantra. After reviewing the numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 2013.
But
But
upon
upon further review, basically upon the PCA, he indicated it could also
it could also be
a 2011 to 2016.
It could be either.
Yeah. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is a 2011 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Investigators were given access to video footage on the WSU campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that approximately at 2:44 a.m. on November 13th, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra knows that suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. You saw the cameras there at approximately 2:50 to tell me, listen, consistent with the description from a video that was reviewed. The video that was reviewed, you're going to tell me you cannot get a freaking plate there? Give me a damn break. And you're going to say that it's traveling north? This is what doesn't make sense, you guys. This is what doesn't make sense. If he's traveling that way on Stadium Way, which is left and right, Nevada Street's up and down. Stadium Way is left and right. So if he's traveling southeast and then traveling north, he's not even going the same direction as it takes to get to the next spot that he's supposedly seen at, which is at the gas station. He's going
I'm
north,
so confused.
not west.
This is so confusing.
He's going north, not west. Watch, listen. He's going north, right? Then, at approximately 2:53, a white sedan, which is consistent with the description, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman towards SR 270, which is the road that connects Pullman, Washington, and Moscow.
So he's going towards the connection to Pullman.
Yeah. You're going to go all through the freaking city, right? Mr. Forensic, I know it all. I'm here to be an intern. I'm here to help you. And I'm not going to take the route that goes up on top that avoids all these cameras, whether you're in Pullman or Moscow.
So from 244 to 253.
Yeah, because supposedly he shuts his phone off at 2:44. 2:42, I'm sorry. 2:42. 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after he leaves the house, 2 minutes before he gets to the surveillance. This camera footage from Pullman, Washington, was provided to the FBI forensic examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington as being a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. What's up, Novia? At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which is, I'm tired of saying this, you know what vehicle we're talking about, Sus V1, was observed on 5 in Pullman, Washington, and on WS campus cameras, but ain't a damn fucking plate that you couldn't put out to the community or give them a heads up. You just gave them a stock photo, but you got all this shit, right? Okay. You make a lot of sense. Let's not tell our community, especially these young ladies, let's not tell them what the fuck they need to know to be safe. Let's just keep everybody guessing, right? But we got a whole bunch of evidence and bull fucking shit. This first camera that if they did, what a disrespectful, very disrespectful to the females out there. For real. Very disrespectful. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Pelu River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Kantoga Drive. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on SR 270, approximately 5:27 a.m. The white Elantra was observed on cameras traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. I'm sure you could if you had 19 to 22,000 white fucking cars driving around.
Yeah, this
Again,
whole thing
didn't go to
loses.
school for it.
Loses. It just loses. A PCA should say something like, there was a video camera that caught the suspect going into the house, parked his white car outside, went into the house, came out, took off his clothes. This is so specific for a death penalty case. I just don't understand all this running around and driving around. Okay, so there were all these white cars all over the place. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me who committed the murder.
How in the fuck?
The unaliving, I'm sorry.
How in the hell are you? How in the hell are you goofy when you're driving driving around the freaking car, and then when you get in there, you're like fucking Batman.
Oh wait, look. They say,
like what?
The only
And then you
time
get back in the car. Like, come on.
Continue reading. The only time they get a plate is when the WSU looks it up when it's parked.
Right.
At
When
his house.
when it's in a stationary position
At his
during the
house.
daytime, they can
At his
get the photo with a
apartment.
plate. Yep, they got it. Stationary and in the daytime, they got it. On November 25th, 2022, MPD asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra in the area. On November 29th, 2022, at approximately 12:28, Washington State University P.O. Daniel Tango queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, Curie located the 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate blanked out. This vehicle was registered to Brian Kohberger, hereafter Kohberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way, last camera location that picked up the white Elantra. That same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for the white Hyundai Elantras and located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot.
In the parking lot of his
stationary. They couldn't miss it. There was no plausible deniability with that one. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Kohberger with a Washington tag. I reviewed Kohberger's WA state driver's license information and photograph. The license indicates that Kohberger is a white male with a height of 6 feet and weighs 185. Additionally, the photograph of Kohberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. We got to make sure to point that out because only one person has bushy eyebrows. That guy in the blue tie has the bushy eyebrows. I seen it that night. My ass.
Okay,
Kohberger.
it's additionally shows he has bushy eyebrows. Kohberger's physical description is consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. The only thing consistent are bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, they can't say he's clad in a suit.
And they can't say whether he's 6 feet, 185 pounds of
What are
muscle.
What are they gonna do? Like OJ putting on the glove, or are they gonna put the suit on BK? Wear the mechanic suit, BK.
Oh my God.
Like, is that the OJ glove? The mechanic suit for BK? Put the suit on. Let's see it. Clad
The Michael
in black.
Myers.
Does he look clad in black? Is that the bushy eyebrows you saw that night? Is he in the courtroom? Right? Come on.
The Michael Myers suit.
Yeah, that's the new OJ glove, the fucking Dickies mechanic suit. And then Kohberger, he'll be playing it off like OJ because OJ was like, he kept fucking fooling. BK's gonna be like, I can't fit my fucking arm through the sleeve, everybody. Like, yeah, that's gonna be the OJ glove. Kohberger can't fit his arm through the sleeve. It's not him. Right?
Oh my God. Somebody's had too much coffee, maybe.
I'm just in a good fucking mood, and this is some bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm just
Oh God,
it's
this
bullshit.
is funny.
Just having a good time. Further my arm don't fit the sleeve. Further investigation, including a review of Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke's body cam again, and reports showed that on August 21st. Come on, though. OJ glove, BK sleeve. Come on, start the trend. At the time, Kohberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate, which was set to expire on November 30th, 2022. During the stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement body camera, Kohberger provided his phone number as blank 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 8458, hereafter the 8458, and as his cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone number is issued by TNT. On October 14th, 2022, Brian Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. Upon review of the body cam and report of the stop, Kohberger was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate. On November 18th, 2022, according to WA state licensing, Kohberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with WA and later received WA plate. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to be displayed. This was learned through communications with the Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. All you had to do was look it up on Google. Based on my own experience and communication with Washington law enforcement, I know that Idaho and Washington require front and back license plates to be displayed. Investigators believe that Kohberger is still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13th, 2022 by a license plate reader in Loma, Colorado. Information provided by a query to a database. Kohberger's Elantra was then queried on December 15th, 2022 by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. On December 16th, 2022 at approximately 2:26 p.m., surveillance showed Kohberger's Elantra in Albrightsville, PA. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohberger. Kohberger has family in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, learned through the TLO search and locate tool database query. Based on information provided on the WSU website, Kohberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at WSU, pursuant to records provided by a member of the interview panel for Pullman Police Department. We learned that Kohberger's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. I mean, come on. Hello? I'm going to forget to shut my phone off when I leave the house. The records also showed Kohberger's wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. Kohberger wrote in his essay he had interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. I'm going to forget my phone. I'm going to forget to shut it off. Kohberger also posted a Reddit survey, which can be found on an open source internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committed a crime. Did they put also in there that the FBI, it's a questionnaire that's from it's part of a course? It's questions from a course. As part of the investigation, law enforcement had obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilize cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence. On November 13th, 2022, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., after determining that Kohberger was, and that's when I think the crimes took place, and after determining that Kohberger was associated to both the 2015 White Elantra and the 8458 phone number, investigators reviewed the search warrant returns. A query of the 8458 phone and these returns did not show the 8458 utilizing cellular tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence between 3 and 5 a.m. Because we all know Moscow has a lot of fucking cellular towers over there, don't they? It had to ping off one of the six, centrally located. Based on my training experience and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of the investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime, which he forgot to do. Cloud-based forensics teach you that, or turn their cellular phone off prior to going to a location to commit a crime. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime is committed. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime report prior to the date of the crime. Yeah, because going to grocery shop means you're stalking out people, right? Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days before or several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular phone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. And with all due respect, I think everybody also knows that McDonald's coffee is hot, right? I think that's pretty obvious. Let me get to chat real quick and then we'll keep going. Having stitches, something. No, I'm just in a really good mood. I got this new computer a few days ago. The shows have been great. I got this backgrounds. I mean, I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? Like, I've had a bunch of shit, like this fire and shit and all this other shit. And it's just like, you know what? Even with all this other bullshit, I'm just loving life. So I'm just in a great fucking mood. I'm sorry. I can't button the suit. There you go. I can't my glove don't fit. I could be a speed reader. I'm trying because we're only on 13 and 19 and it's like 3.5 hours. My hand don't fit through the sleeve. It's the new OJ glove. Yeah, it makes no sense. You could have went up by the airport, literally came down right outside of Moscow, and then hooked a couple roads and you're right there at the crime scene. You didn't have to go driving all through Pullman, and you didn't have to even go driving through Moscow. You didn't. You didn't have to. You literally could have look at Google Maps. You could have went up by the airport, drove down. It takes you down right before right before you get into Moscow, and then you're going maybe a block or two, and then you turn right, and then you're heading residential to the crime scene. It just it no. When you study cloud-based forensics, you know this shit, man. You what? On December 23rd, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 12th, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T, approximately 24 hours preceding and following the times of the homicides. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received records for the 8458 phone from AT&T. These records indicate that the 8458 phone is subscribed to Kohberger at an address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and the account has been open since June 23rd, 2022. These records also included historical cell site location information, CSLI, for the 8458 phone. After receiving this information, I consulted with the FBI special agent that is certified as a member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, CAST. Members of CAST are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAST, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAST SA that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from the November 12th, 2022 to November 13th, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to Northeast Valley Road, Pullman, Washington, hereafter the Kohberger residence. At approximately 2:47 a.m., and the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage southeast of the Kohberger residence, consistent with the 8458 phone, leaving the Kohberger residence and traveling south through Pullman. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without coverage, which we've heard from multiple people, or the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, which we heard from a lot of people today in the show earlier this morning that there's a lot of people that put their phone in airplane mode. The 8458 phone does not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time it is utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to the Idaho State Highway 95 south of Moscow, Idaho, near Blaine, north of Genesee. Between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m., the phone utilizes cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling through south on Idaho State Highway 95 to Genesee, Idaho, then traveling west towards Uniontown, Idaho, then back north towards Pullman, Washington. At approximately 5:30 a.m., the 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman, and consistent with the phone traveling back to the Kohberger residence. The 8458 phone's movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. Based on a review of the 8458's phone estimated locations and travel, the 8458's phone's travel is consistent with that of the white Elantra. Further review indicated that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th that are consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the area of the Kohberger residence at approximately 9 a.m. and traveling to Moscow, Idaho. Specifically, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. Yeah, the same tower that it uses if you're going to the freaking grocery store. I mean, they keep talking like there's all these freaking towers in Moscow. Oh yeah, he pinged off this one and he pinged off this one and he pinged off. Below is a depiction not to scale the possible route taken by off of a cellular locations. Wow, I could have gave you a better Google picture than that. Investigators found that the 8458 phone did not connect to a cell phone tower, did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14th, 2020. Like, there's so many freaking towers out there. Give me a break. Yeah, great photo, right? My Google
Oh
guy,
my God.
my Google guy photo has clearer fucking image than that. At least you can see trees on it. This, what is this? A murky swamp? Like, what is this? The 8458 phone has not connected to any towers that provide service to Moscow since that date. Of course not. Based on my training, experience, and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe the Kohberger, the user of the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed departing Pullman, Washington, and that this is vehicle is likely suspect vehicle 1. Additionally, the route of travel of the 8458 phone during the early morning hours of November 13th and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to the AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48 a.m. is consistent with Kohberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide that occurred at the King Road residence. Why is this different typing? Okay, just that one page was a little weird. That's interesting. That one page is a little weird. On December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohberger's historical CSLI from June 23rd, 2022 to current prospective location information and a pen register / trap and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohberger stalked any of the victims in this case prior to the offense, conducted surveillance on the King Road residence, was in contact with any of the victims' associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the crime that occurred on November 13th, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohberger, as well as the location of Kohberger on December 23rd. Pursuant to the search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the account was opened in June 2022. Damn, it took them that long. After consulting with Cast SA, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from June 2022 to present, the time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to the area of 1122 King Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th, 2022. All of these locations, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early morning hours of their respective days. There's so many towers over there in Moscow. There really is. One of these occasions on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to the King Road residence from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke, as mentioned above. The 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time, quote, Farm Road and Pullman Highway. Further analysis of the cellular data provided showing the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022, consistent with the phone traveling from Pullman, Washington to Lewis, Idaho via U.S. Highway 95 at approximately 12:36 p.m. The 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to Kate Cups of Joe coffee stand located at 810, and I need to do a coffee review there. Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage from the U.S. Chef store located at 820 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington, and adjacent to Kate's Cup of Joe showed a white Elantra consistent with the suspect vehicle 1 drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at a time consistent with the cellular data from the 8458 phone. At approximately 12:46, the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of Albertson's grocery store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained from the Albertsons show Kohberger exit the white Elantra consistent with suspect vehicle 1 at approximately 12:49 p.m. Interior surveillance camera showed Kohberger walk through the store, purchase unknown items at the checkout. It could have been a whatchamacallit, and leave at approximately those are good candy bars too. At approximately 1:04 p.m., Kohberger's possible path of travel is depicted below. Again, not to scale, shitty resolution,
Oh my
murky
God.
swamp water. It's
Oh
horrible.
God.
I'm not. It's gross. Additional analysis of record for the 84. It's disgusting.
I can't.
845. Murky swamp water. It's like walking in and seeing somebody not flushing the toilet after a night of dairy.
Wait, what was that
you know?
picture?
No. Huh?
What's
This
the picture?
It looks like you walk into a bathroom where somebody didn't flush the toilet after having a bunch of dairy the night before.
I see
Okay.
the picture.
Yes. Especially if they're lactose. Okay.
Oh my God. What is
Dairy
that?
ain't no joke. The suspected path of travel.
Oh my God. Oh God. It's not on surveillance. It's just pieced together.
Phone over. Yeah, it's pieced together. 8458 phone indicated that between approximately 5:32 and 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to Johnson, Idaho. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network from approximately 5:36 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being the area that the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspected time the crime occurred. Man, I need a drink. It's like that Howard Bloom article. You think it's a 20-minute read, but no, it's a 42. On December 27th, 2022, Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from Kohberger family residence located in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. That evidence was sent to Idaho State Lab for testing on December 28th, 2022. The Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained from the trash and the DNA profile obtained from the sheath identified a male as not being excluded as the biological father of suspect vehicle 1. At least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. Based on the information, I am requesting a search warrant be issued for Brian C. Kohberger for burglary at the 1122 King Street in Moscow, Idaho, and 4 counts of unalivings in the first degree of the unalivings of Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. I declare under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law of the state of Idaho that the foregoing is true and correct. Of course, because you can apply it to anything. Signed, sealed, delivered. Right there.